Assalamu alaikum class 6. How are you all? I hope you all are fine and safe at your home. So class, today is 20th of December 2021 and the day is Monday. Fine? So in previous class we have discussed linear equations. So who will tell me what is linear equation? Yes, Usman Babu, you tell me. Very good. Those equations in which variable power is equal to 1. For example, I have x plus 1 equals to 2. And in this equation we have variable which is x here, and as you know class, we have the degree of variable which is 1. Find those equation in which variable power equals to 1 known as linear equation. Linear means 1. So class, we have discussed in our previous lesson case number 4. In this lesson we have discussed case number 5. I am going to write and you have to look very carefully. In case number 5 class, we have the general form, which is the general form of a linear equation is a x plus b equals to c. Find a bracket x plus b equals to c. We can also write where a, b and c are constants. Constants mean numbers. Now I am going to put a, b and c. For example, I have 2 into x plus 3 equals to 6. As you look class, I have 2 in place of a. In place of b I have 3 and in place of c I have 6. So the general form of linear equation is a into x plus b equals to 6, which is case number 5. So now I am going to solve case number 5 and the working is, you have to look class very carefully. As you look class, we also write this equation into this. As we all know, when we have no any number with variable, so we will consider as 1. Okay, we will consider as 1. So with x we have 1. Now who will tell me what is relation in between 2 and 1x? Yes, Zakwan, you tell me. Very good. We have multiplication. As I told you class, when there is no sign in between of two terms, the first one is constant and the other one is variable, and there is also a use of bracket in between. So जब भी bracket involve हो जाती है, we will consider as multiplication sign. Now I am going to multiply. 2 into 1 we have 2. Fine. So the term will be 2x. Then as you look, we have plus sign with 3, and as you also look class, with 2 we have also plus sign. How do we know? Who will tell me? Yes, Hamad, you tell me. Very good. As I told you class, when there is no any sign at left hand side with any number, so we will consider as positive sign. Fine. So with 2 here we have positive sign. Now I am going to multiply the sign also. So plus 2 and plus 3. 2 into 3 is 6, but plus is plus. Signs also will be multiplied. So here we have plus, here plus, and 2 into 3 is 6 equals to 6. So this is the step. Fine. In next step class we have, as you know, we have 2x plus 6 equals to 6. But we want to find the value of x. हमें तो क्या चाहिए होता है, हमें तो x की वैल्यू चाहिए होती है. सो उसके लिए हम क्या करते हैं, what would we do? We will simply shift all the terms at the right hand side and to get x. हमें तो x चाहिए. सो उसके लिए जितनी भी हमारे पास एक्स्ट्रा टर्म्स होंगी लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे, वी विल शिफ्ट टू द नेक्स्ट वन. फाइन. सो एज यू लुक, वी हैव 2x plus 6 equals to 6. At left hand side we have an expression which is 2x plus 6. हमारे पास क्या है, 2x plus 6, and we want to find the value of x. So very first we have only a constant at left hand side which is plus 6. अब उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे, we will simply shift this plus to the this side. The 6 will remains as it is, जो कि already था. I have 6 here. यहाँ पे ये 6 as it is. Now as you know class, we have plus 6 at left hand side. So I am going to shift this 6 to the other side, and the sign as you look class also change. Sign जो है वो भी क्या हो जाएगा, change हो जाएगा. Now 2x equals to 6 minus 6, which is equals to 0. Fine. 6 minus 6 equals to 0. Now as you know class, we have still 2 with x. So what would we do? What is the relation in between 2 and x? Very good. We have multiplication. When there is no any sign in between of coefficient and variable, so we will consider as multiplication. Fine. Now I am going to use the relation of inverse, which is division. As you know, we have multiplication 2 and x, in between of 2 and x, so we will apply inverse relation, which is division. Now I am going to shift 2 at the next side, 0 by 2, which is equals to 0. Fine. So this is how we can solve case number 5. I am going to repeat. You have to listen class very carefully. The journal form of case 5 is a into x plus b equals to c, where a, b and c are constants. Fine. And the numerical value of a, b and c, I have the new step which is 2 when I have putting the numerical figures in it, and I have 2 into x plus 3 equals to 6. As you remember, we have also done the expansion form in chapter number 4, so we will apply here. Fine. One by one we will multiply the terms inside the brackets. So first of all, here we have 1x. Whenever we have brackets in any equation, so first of all we will solve it. As you know class, there is a relation in between, use of relation, which is multiplication. So I am going to multiply 2 into 1. After multiplication we have 2x. Fine. Then we have 6, because 2 into 3 is 6, and at the right hand side we have still 6. In next step we will shift all the numbers which is present in left hand side, because we only want the value of x. हमें तो unknown number चाहिए, वो यहाँ पर क्या है, x है. So for x we will shift all the terms which is present at left hand side. So 2x equals to 6 minus 6, which is 0. In the end, as you look class, we have 2x equals to 0. 2 with x and there is a sign of multiplication in between. अब यहाँ पर multiplication यूज हो रहा है तो हम क्या करेंगे? We will simply shift 2 at the other side. और रिलेशन कौन सा यूज होगा? डिविजन का. फाइन. इन दी एंड वी हैव x equals to 0. Now I have another example. Let's take another example for this case. I have 7 into minus 2x plus 4 equals to 4. Fine. So very first class we will multiply 7 with minus 2. As you know, there is a sign of multiplication in between of 7 and 2 because there is a use of bracket in between. So 7 2 times is, who will tell me 7 2 times? 14. 7 2 times 14. Very good. And we will write x as it is because this is variable which is attached with 2. Fine. So 7 we will multiply by 2. We have minus 14 and x as it is. Now as you know class, we have no any sign with 7. So we will consider as plus sign because when there is no any sign with any number at left hand side, so we will consider as plus sign. Now plus plus we will also multiply the signs. Plus plus is plus. 7 4 times is 28 equals to 4. Now in next step class I am going to write minus 14x. This 28 is extra at left hand side. So what would I do? Yes Vanya, you tell me. Very good. I will simply shift 28 to the next side. So after shifting we have this 4 has already present here. So I will write as it is, and this plus 28 we will shift to the next side. So the next step we have minus 28. This is how we will shift the term with signs. You have to remember one thing class very carefully. When we will change the when we will shift the numbers at the other side, so the signs will also be changed. Fine. जब आप किसी वैल्यू को चेंज करते हो, दूसरी साइड पर जाते हो, शिफ्ट करते हो, तो जो नंबर के साथ साइन होगा वो भी ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हो जाएगा? चेंज हो जाएगा. सो हेयर वी हैव प्लस 28. सो आफ्टर शिफ्टिंग वी हैव माइनस 28. Am I clear? Okay, now I am going to minus, which is 4 in minus 28. With 4 we have plus sign and with 28 we have minus sign. So we will apply this rule of multiplication here, which is plus minus minus. We will simply subtract the numbers and assign the sign on the basis of greater number in the end. Fine class. Now here we have 4 minus 28. So 28 में से हम 4 जब subtract करेंगे, after subtraction we have 24. Fine. So in next step we have minus 14x equals to minus 24. After subtraction 28 into 4 we have 24, and we will write minus sign because of greater value. What is the sign with 28 class? Very good. Minus. So we will simply write minus here because we will assign the sign on the basis of greater number. So here we have minus with 28. So we will write minus with 24 in next step. Now I am going to shift minus 14 to the next side because we want only the value of x which is unknown here. Now who will tell me what is the relation between minus 14 and x? Yes, Amna, you tell me. Very good. The relation we will use here is multiplication. मैंने आपको बताया था when there is no any sign in between of coefficient and a variable, so we will consider as multiplication. Okay, and if there is no any sign given with any numbers, so at left hand side especially, so we will consider as plus sign. But यहाँ पर तो already है which is minus 14 here. Now we will shift minus 14 to the next side by applying the inverse relationship of on it. So after applying the inverse relation, we have the form of this equation which is like this: minus 24 into minus 14 divided by minus 14. अगर आप देखो यहाँ पर as you look class, we have multiplication in between of minus 14 and x. So when we will change, when we will shift to the next side, we have in division form. Fine. हमारे पास ये कहाँ पर होगा? डिवीजन में होगा. We have also discussed when we have two same signs are involved, either it is a multiplication or in division, so we will simply write in plus. ठीक है, जब दोनों साइन सेम होते हैं तो हम उनको क्या करते हैं, उनका जो रिजल्ट है वो हम एडिशन में लिखते हैं. सो माइनस एंड माइनस विल बी कट. Minus and minus will be cut like this: 2 7 times, 2 1 times 2, and 2 2 times 4. So x equals to 12 by 7. As you look class, we have an improper fraction. How do we know? Because in upper portion which represents as 12, numerator is 12 which is greater than denominator. So when we have numerator which is greater than denominator, we will simply write into mixed form. Fine. Now I am going to write in mixed form. I will write 12 inside the division which represents numerator and dividend in this form, and 7 as divisor as outside the division. Now 7, who will tell me how many times I will multiply 7 to get the nearest number which is 12? Very good. 7, 1 times 7. When we will read the table of 7, which is 7 into 2 which is 14, and 14 which is a 2-digit number and which is greater than 12. So we will take the number which is nearer to 12 which is 7. So 7, 1 times 7 I am going to write here. So after subtraction 12 into 7 we have 5. Now this 5 is smaller than 7. So what would we do? We will simply shift this 7 to that place, this 5 to that place, and this 1 to that place. So what we have in the nth class? 1 5 by 7. We have 1 5 by 7. So this is all we have. We have x equals to 1 5 by 7. This is the value of x here. Now I am going to repeat it. You have to listen very carefully. We have 7 into minus 2x plus 4 which is equals to 4. As you look, we have multiplication because there is a use of bracket in between of 7 and minus 2. Now I am going to multiply 1 by 1 with 7 at left hand side. There is no sign, so we will consider as plus here. Fine. Now I am going to multiply the numbers with number and the signs with sign. 7 into 2 is 14 and plus with 7 and 2 with minus. So plus minus is minus and x we will write as it is. Then I will shift to the next one which is plus 4. And plus 7 and plus 4 we have 28 and the sign we will write is plus equals to 4. Now in next step as you look we have 28 which is an extra term. So we will simply shift to the next side because we only want the value of x which is unknown. So उसके अलावा जो भी कोई separate extra चीज़ होगी आप उसको next side पे shift कर दोगे. Very good. So minus 14x equals to minus 24 because 4 minus 28 is 24. With 4 we have plus sign and with 28 we have negative sign. So plus minus minus we will use the rule of multiplication here of the signs which is plus minus minus. We will subtract the numbers but we will write the sign in the end which is on the basis of greater number. So here we have 28 which is greater number and with here we have a sign with 28 is minus. So I am going to write minus here. Now in next step as you look we have minus 14 and x, two terms which are opposite to each other. One is variable and the other one is constant and there is a sign of multiplication in between because there is no any sign. Fine. And there is a sign of multiplication because of the sign of multiplication and we want the value of x. So we will simply shift to the next side because we want to find the value of x. So after shifting we have applied the rule which is division because because as you know class we have the inverse of multiplication is 14. After cancelling both of them we have x which is 12 by 7. So this is all which is related to case number 5. You have to practice case number 5 on your notebook. If you find still any difficulty you can ask me. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.